Radio Raheem here with the legendary Larry Holmes. You're the WBC former heavyweight champion of the world, arguably one of the best heavyweights we've ever seen in the sport. But I've been covering boxing for over a decade, and this is the first time I'm meeting you. My first question is, why are you so hard to get to?
You know, that's one of the things that I don't understand. I live in Eastern Pennsylvania. My phone number's written in the book. My gym's in the book. My nightclub's in the book. Every business that I own is in the book. So it's easy to get to me unless my secretary is not doing his job or unless my public relations person, Jay Newman, is not doing his job. And I don't know why, but because these guys are good. They've been with me a long time, so they know me.
Now, I come to all the fights, and I don't see you there. Is there a reason that you don't attend the big fights?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. A lot of times, you know, I have something else to do. I have other commitments, like all next week and the week after next and the week after that. I have other commitments in Canada and stuff like that, and in England. And that's one of the things I do because, you know, I'm not making any money in the fight game anymore, so I make my appearances.
Let me ask you this. The fight fans are always talking about Larry Holmes. You're always on everybody's mind, and we don't see you. What is it that you've been doing to keep your time lately in these past few years since you've been out of the game?
Well, you know, I'm in the real estate. I do a lot of buying and selling real estate, and right now I'm getting kind of tired of doing that, and I'm kind of like phasing out of that. So I bought me one building that I use for a nightclub, restaurant, and some apartments upstairs, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any of that other stuff anymore. I might get into promoting the boxing with my man Jay Newman a little bit, but I don't know if I really want to do that. So I just want to sit back and see what happens and enjoy life.
Larry, there's a lot of fighters that, like Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, even Lennox Lewis, they commentate fights. They're still out in the public arena. The fight fans seem to still cherish their careers. At the end of your career, why do you think it was that the fight fans didn't embrace you quite that same way?
I never got the publicity that I should have gotten because it was Ali, there was Joe Frazier, George Foreman, all them guys was taking over. Nobody really paid any attention to Larry Holmes. You know, no matter how good of a fighter I was, and I consider myself as one of the greatest fighters of all time. You know, people don't want to hear that, but the facts is in the pudding, you know. Hey, listen, who beat me? My record speaks for itself. 75 fights, 69 wins, 44 knockouts. In the 6 fights that they say I lost, I didn't lose. So, you know, it just shows you. And Muhammad Ali, you know, even when I beat him, they say, well, he was old, you know. I mean, you know, so we got to get old. You know, if he can't do the thing, stay out of the ring.
Now, that's what I was going to ask you. It feels like maybe because you became a world champion beating Muhammad Ali, one of the most beloved fighters of all time, that maybe the boxing fans never forgave you for that, for dethroning the king. Do you feel that that has anything to do with it?
Yeah, that have a lot to do with it because, you know, Ali was Ali. You know, he took the thunder from everybody, and that's why there was so much animosity with him and Joe Frazier because he made Joe Frazier look like he was like a little kid. Joe couldn't match the wits with Muhammad, and Ali hurt Joe Frazier because he couldn't match the wits with him. Ali would say things, call him names, call him ignorant and all that stuff, and that really hurt Joe Frazier. People don't realize how much that hurt Joe, but I know because I was with Joe. Joe was my friend, and he used to tell me, man, you know, he called me ignorant, called me stupid, and everything else. Man, why are you going to say that? Now look at him, you know. If we lost Joe Frazier, we lost a good fighter. And, you know, Ali got his popularity by cracking on people, making fun of people or fighters. And, you know, we're all in this game for one thing, to make a living, to do better for ourselves and let the best man win. And Ali won a lot of those fights, but some of them, you know, he just can't beat.
We all know that we lost Smoking Joe Frazier last year, and you guys, like you said, were close personal friends. How did that loss affect you personally?
I mean, it affected me and a lot of people around me because, you know what, anytime I called Joe, he was always there, always there. He'd never say no, he couldn't do it. And I was the same way with Joe, you know, because, you know, the guy was there. He was a good man, had a good heart. You know, a lot of times, a lot of us fighters don't get the proper education that we have to have. But you know what? Joe didn't need an education because he had a lot of friends, you know, and a lot of friends that would not let him get hurt. So, you know, Joe was all right with me, and I'm glad to say that he was my friend.
Now, today in the heavyweight division, everybody is missing the era of Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, and I know you still follow the sport.
Yeah.
What is it that you think has happened in the heavyweight division that's put it in such a state where we can't even really name one real classic American heavyweight right now?
I think what we done is to boxing down because we took away television. ABC is not there, NBC is not there, CBS, and I understand that NBC is now going to try to get back into the game and start promoting daytime shows, in which that'll be good, and a lot of fighters will come back out and they will start fighting because all fighters want to show their talent and show what they can do, and they want to do it on national TV. If you don't have national TV, you might as well say you're killing the whole game, and that's what's happened to boxing. I was fortunate enough to be in when the prime of the television, when they had ABC with the Howard Cosell and the CBS and the NBC, and then the HBO came in. I was fortunate enough to have that when we had free TV, but now try to get a good fight on pay-per-view TV. That's where they put them at right now. That's where you get them.
Now, you mentioned that you may be dabbling into the promotion game. These personalities, Muhammad Ali types, guys are still calling guys out, insulting people. There's the clean-cut image, the Olympic-style boxing. Is there a fighter out there that you follow, that you like, that you think is good for the sport?
I think Pacquiao is good for the sport. He's a lightweight, but he's good for the sport. I think Mayweather can be good for the sport, but he got to clean his attitude. He got a nasty attitude. Now he's going to jail. He's supposed to be in the jail today, when he's doing 90 days for beating up his girlfriend or whatever. And, that's not good for boxing. That's not good for anybody. But I think Pacquiao, he got the tools, and he can carry the sport because he's a clean guy, and I like him, and that's one of the reasons why I support his things when he does boxing.
You were at the top of the game for so long, and you managed to keep that clean image. You didn't get into a bunch of trouble. Every now and then you may have said something that rubbed people the wrong way, but we're all guilty of that. Yeah. If you were promoting, if you had these fighters in your stable, what would you impart to them wisdom-wise? After all you've been through in this sport, what do these fighters need to learn?
They need to keep their mouth shut a lot of times. You say a lot of things that you might regret later on. And I've done that. I said a lot of things that I didn't really mean to say, or people took out of the wrong context. Like when I said Marciano couldn't carry my jockstrap. I didn't mean anything by it, but that's the way they took it. And they hated me for saying that, saying I put him down. But I didn't put him down, but I didn't put myself down when they say he can beat me, he could have beat me. I feel good about myself as good as anybody else feel good about themselves. So, I think I had the right to say that I am the greatest. If you think you're the greatest, so what? Say it. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody put you down, and that's the way you got up. And they didn't like me saying that I was the best.
Now, since you brought it up, I have to ask the question. You were so close to that Marciano record, and that fight with Spinks, I think you won that second fight. I know you believe it. Do you think that the politics had anything to do with it? Should you have been awarded that victory?
Most definitely. I know I won the fight. Spinks know I won the fight. I even won the first fight, but not by very much. It was by a skate, But, they took it and they gave it to him, so be it. Hey, listen, I don't cry with spilled milk. I done what I set out to do. That was to win the heavyweight championship of the world. Done that, held it for 70.5 years, longer than anybody outside of Joe Louis. And I held it longer than him, but they froze his title because of the military. So, I done my thing. I ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. I done my thing. I got my faculties. I got some money. And, one of the things about I'm not going out of this game broke.
No, that's absolutely right. You're a great businessman, still are. You're in the Hall of Fame. Now, sometimes it takes history a little while to look back and reflect on the champions and the history makers, the legends, and really get a good account of their life. When they do that for you, what would you like people to be left with?
I want them to know that Larry Holmes done what he had to do, trained hard, worked hard, never tried to disrespect anybody, and always said his prayers, because that's what it is. If it ain't with God, it ain't with nobody.
Larry Holmes, it's a pleasure and an honor. I'm so happy to meet you and have a chance to talk to you. Radio Raheem with the world legendary.
Knockout, Radio Raheem is a knockout.
Larry Holmes.
I got his back.